Well, if you own a car, then you probably had to take it to the repair shop before, and many times that trip to the shop can result in other suggested repairs. Well, Robert Sokol is a master auto technician here in Kansas City, and he's going to share his advice on how not to get ripped off at the auto repair shop. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
So often we go in and they recommend these repairs. Okay, how often, honestly, do we really not need those repairs?
Quite often.
Quite often? Oh, say it ain't so. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's a common problem.
It is.
How do we avoid becoming a victim to this? It's a scam, essentially.
To a small degree.
Small degree. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it might be like an older part, but you really do need to get it fixed. Okay. Your first tip up is involving a recall. Could it be a recall?
Right. The manufacturers have so many recalls for their vehicles. For almost every vehicle, almost has a recall on it. Check the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website. You can check for yourself what things are under recall. You have to take it back to the dealer to get the recall. Independent shops cannot do recalls.
They can't take care of those recalls.
Correct.
Now, another one is ask for an estimate beforehand. So at least you have an idea of the ballpark of the check that you're going to be writing or whatever you're going to be charging, away.
Always a good idea. Make sure when you bring your vehicle in for a squeak or a rattle, whatever the repair is going to be, have them write it out an estimate so you know where you're going to be, and make sure that they call you if the estimate's going to change.
You want to know if you're going to be having to pay $200, $300 more.
Oh, absolutely.
What about asking for those old parts back? Is that a good idea?
Always get the old parts back. Quite often the shop will just throw them in the dumpster, and you want those old parts back, and so you can see that they actually replace. Even if you don't know what the part is, at least you have an idea, or you can ask somebody. They don't know you don't know what the part is. So always ask for it back.
Does it make them accountable if they know that you're giving them that part back?
It does. There have been times when they've cleaned off a part and said they've replaced it, and they really didn't.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Also, should we watch the repairs being done? Is that possible?
Yeah, a lot of shops have the big glass window for you to stand behind. I always recommend people stand there and watch your car. If it prevents damage to your car, it prevents them from stealing CDs out of your car, and you get to see exactly how long the job's taking, so that they can charge you an hour for an hour of work and not 3 hours.
So instead of playing on your phone, wasting time, watch them. Watch what they're doing. It can save you money.
Absolutely.
Okay, now another one is be aware of the parts that you might need ahead of time.
If you have a vehicle that needs a muffler, we'll say, you can go onto the internet, check the price of a muffler. You can probably, some of the user sites, the forums can tell you probably it takes an hour to repair it or replace it. So you can kind of figure out it's going to cost maybe $140 for the parts and labor.
So should we become a good, knowledgeable auto mechanic ourselves to avoid?
You don't have to be a mechanic yourself, but it's good to become knowledgeable. There's those dummy books you can get for auto mechanics. There are little courses you can take at Johnson County Community College.
Great.
I used to teach there, and just learn and watch.
And finally, how do you find an honest mechanic?
An honest mechanic, an honest shop.
Yeah.
A shop should have one of these ASC certification diplomas in front. This one right here.
Okay.
Every technician who passes a certain amount of tests will have one of these. Normally the shops are happy to put those up into the waiting room. Manufacturers such as General Motors will have one such as this.
Okay.
If you're a Missouri Vehicle Inspector, you'll get one of those. The technicians themselves will have these patches, and ASC certified patches. You really would like to have a technician working on your car that's experienced, has knowledge of the cars, and ASC is about the only way to do it nowadays.
Not their first day on the job. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing some great information.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you stopping by. All right, let's head over to Michael.